It'll be a privilege knowing that we've been inducted alongside Clyde.
Dutchie was my idol, actually.
I think he was a bit ahead of his time, his shooting ability.
He was shooting three-pointers before the three-point line came in.
29 points for Rademakers.
Very, very good shooting ability, obviously.
Like the style of game now, he would be still one of our superstars because he could shoot the lights out.
Nothing he did was because of luck. Everything he did was because of hard work he put in behind the scenes that no one saw. And I know there was times that Dutchie would go and shoot the ball at 6 o'clock in the morning at Burnside High School or 11 o'clock at night.
The feel that he had with Clyde, the partnership that those two guys had as point and shooting guard was exceptionally good.
I'd never seen a duo of guards before have this sort of magic together.
And it was the Dutchie and Clyde show on fast break. So he wasn't just a three-point shooter. The fast breaks was something to watch and behold.
The fact that that was the first championship the Rams had won was very special and memorable. And the fact that it was against Saints in Wellington at their court, that was special. We had very good New Zealand contingent, very, very good New Zealand core Kiwi players. And the fact that we were complemented by two outstanding American imports as well, that made a huge difference. We got 2 championships. That was always, 2 championships, and knowing that I went out on top, that was probably a very memorable experience that night in '89. But the team and the camaraderie, they were very special. We were very lucky to have such great depth in the team.
He just was a great teammate in terms of always being there when you needed a big shot or a big play or a big pass. He seemed to be a part of all of it all the time.
Great shooting guard, high basketball IQ.
I think he's really, really calm. No, he doesn't get upset. He just goes with the flow. Whether
it was playing basketball, golf, darts, pool, he was a sniper.
We had a very enjoyable career. They served their role exceedingly well, and I'm proud to be part of the team.
Knops protects the ball, shoots it up with his left hand.
Yeah, so Bert Knops, the bearded wonder.
Canterbury national champs, right? 1-plus-1 situation at the other end.
Totally humbling to have my achievements recognised in this manner, for sure.
Oh, that's our lefty.
Left-hander.
And of course he's a lefty.
He'll take it all the way. Knops protects the ball, shoots it up with his left hand.
He understood the game. Bert was a smart guy and understood the intricacies and the dynamics of basketball. And he could articulate that to other players really well.
Highly intelligent basketball player, very high IQ.
If I've ever had a mentor in my life, it would probably be Bert.
Bert is quite a person that gets everyone together, keeps the team together.
He played as a guard and small forward, so his diverse skills were invaluable.
He was able to seize a split-second moment where he knew that his abilities would either get him a shot or get him a rebound.
A very firm memory of him making 2 key free throws in the final, which probably solidified the win.
It really did come down to the last few minutes of the game, where we just managed to pull ahead with, I was the last one on the line with a couple of free throws to try and push the game out of reach. And although I wasn't renowned as a great free throw shooter, I managed to knock down a couple there to push us ahead, just out of reach in the last minute or two. So I was very proud of that. Yeah, came through with the result that we wanted, which was the inaugural championship.
He just had 6 seconds in which to foul it, to put him at the foul.
If you had to sort of put money on who was going to be a coach after they finished playing, Bert he wouldn't pay much because it was pretty obvious he was going to do that.
He was built for it, that role of being a communicator and a facilitator and someone who's just got the coaching genes, I think.
Made a hard-nosed decision that, particularly when Keith Mayer took over as coach, that sort of gave me the opportunity to say, hey, I can be your assistant coach. I supported him the best I could, that we could get the best out of the players and get as much value as we can on the court and off the court, and try and rack up a couple more championships, which we were lucky enough to do.
I think he coached for a very long time, age group, right through to National League level. Says a lot about him.
He had a lot of mana amongst the players. All the players loved Bert as a coach and a player. And he was a no-nonsense coach and a no-nonsense player.
Being a coach, it's being able to influence people, get them to be the best that they can be, give them tactical information to help them progress on that, on the court in particular, making decisions under pressure.
He was an assistant coach the year we won in '89, so Keith was grooming him to be a full-time coach, and he always coached the Aranui high school team, so he was always destined to become a coach for the Canterbury Rams.
Feels really good, actually. It's been a long time, sort of 40 years. So, it'll be really good.
And the Saints, believe it or not, are in the lead. John Hill pitches to the great shooting from John.
Everyone just called him Chew. He was just an ox. He was strong as hell.
Chewy, Big Chew. He just was a quiet assassin. Didn't talk much, didn't really say much on the court, had a lot of energy, but really was I would have to say, our glue guy and the guy that was our defensive and offensive enforcer.
John was a colossus. He was very athletic as well as big.
You knew that when you played against John that you were going to go up against a force, and I think that chemistry came because we respected each other, and that mutual respect that we had when we played against each other just carried over when we were now teammates. We knew that each other was going to give each other 100% and have each other's back. So that chemistry that we developed was just really, really special, because the guys that play inside the paint, we have to have a little bit of grit and determination, a bit of mongrel, and John had that all, but he just kept it really quiet, and he was very, very composed in going about his business.
He could box out with his finger. He was just, every ounce of his body was just steel.
I would say would have been one of our best athletes that's played the game, even now.
He didn't say much, but he was a strong man, and had this respect, I think, throughout the team. He did all the dirty work. He's another guy that could athletically jump through the roof with 2 feet. He was remarkable.
You could trust him to get a rebound at either end of the court. He was the ultimate warrior.
A very tough defender, renowned for his physicality. Often, if someone, he wouldn't hesitate if someone's trying to score on, like dunk on him or anything like that, he wouldn't hesitate to drop him to the floor and then stand over him with the famous catchphrase, "The office is closed."
Very solid defensive player, great rebounder. In that period, there were a number of, really quite talented, big import players around the league, and you didn't have to worry about that because, you got John Hill.
And just the team, being together. Canterbury's got a really good thing with teams, as you know, with the Crusaders and ourselves, Rams, that we all stick together. I just think that, a lot of us used to work, 8 o'clock till 5, and then go and train at night for 2 hours. And it's pretty hard on yourself and your family, everything else. And I think that the family stuck together as well. So I think that's the biggest thing, is everyone sticking together for the 80s.
Clyde Huntley and I, who were the little fast guys, well, so we thought, were doing 100-metre sprints with Gary Pettis making us run. And suddenly I looked across and here was John Hill completely killing us in a 100-metre sprint. Like, he was an explosive athlete, played above the ring.
Another tall black for a long time, famous for that tipping and to beat the Australians in the first ever time New Zealand beat Australia.
It was just an amazing experience to play with him, because I always knew I had somebody who was just as physical as I was, that I could count on, and had my back when I got beat, or vice versa. If he got beat, he knew I was there. But he was just a dominating force inside the paint.
He didn't get hurt very often. He hurt people. But he didn't do it intentionally. He was just an absolute pillar of strength, and that's what I remember him as.
I do not believe there is going to be overtime here. Underneath, John Hill! It's a tie game!
I thought it would be nice we were travelling, I think it was either in Palmerston or Northern Plymouth, I can't quite remember, and I was playing a prank on John, and he came into his room. We're in a 2-storey building, and he caught me in the room. And I remember picking up the bed, double bed, and just running towards me with this bed, and I had to jump out the window and scurry across the outside and jump into someone else's room. So it was the only time I ever pulled a prank on John, because he took it quite seriously.
Good inside post. That's it, right to the hoop. John Hill puts it up, it's in. He puts it up, it's in.
Well, that's surprising more than anything else, I think. Yeah, very nice, obviously.
Ian Webb gets the pass, he's in the lane, he puts it up, it's in.
Yeah, Webby was a really tough kind of 3-man, quite a quick vertical jump.
It was his commitment to becoming a better player and representing Canterbury, with the utmost class, and his mannerisms on and off the court. He was just a great guy to be around.
He could mix it up inside. He had a nice sort of mid-range game.
Long legs, could dunk it easily, had a wonderful mid-range game. From my perspective, he just had a wonderful athletic ability.
Getting to the end of the season and actually, getting to the point where you're in the playoffs and in the final and you win the final, is a result. Whether you win or not, you're still doing the work. The thrill, I guess, of occasionally getting everything right and getting to the end and going, we did this. And I can remember saying to, later on in my career, saying to some of the young fellas, that we won because we deserved to. We did the work. And
Ian Webb's a hard-working forward. He did a lot of intangibles that you don't see on the stat sheet.
I think it was just his work ethic. He always gave you what the team needed when we needed it. It'd be a rebound, an offensive rebound, a putback, a good defensive stop with his length. We could always count on him to guard.
If I remember anything, it's probably, I think it would be the semi-final the night before, where I did actually come up with a couple of reasonably big plays, towards the end of that game. Got a block and scored, I think, the last basket in the game for us, to get us into the final the next night.
He was very competitive.
I mean, he was really good, good rebounder, and he was steady. He just did his job, what he had to do.
He was a really tough player. He had very sharp elbows.
I was sort of reflecting that, the Canterbury Basketball Hall of Fame, probably rolls off the tongue a bit better than that Canterbury Basketball Hall of people who, if you might remember the names of, if you've got a very long memory and took a bit of interest in sport back in the 80s. But nonetheless, it's a cool thing. I mean, I think one of the things that's really noticeable about our game is that it hasn't been good at doing its history, necessarily. And any sort of nod in the direction of, acknowledging the fact that we do actually have a history now and we have been around for a while. There are things to remember and be pleased about and proud about. I think is very cool.
Andy Bennett got him off his feet.
It was a really cool period of basketball life. It was a cool period of my life personally. So no, it's very humbling to have your organisation reach out and put this all in place.
Off the glass, it drops. 94-79.
Andy Bennett, our up and under specialist, he had that lovely up fake and go under for his inside post moves.
A big set of shoulders on him, strong.
He's probably the quintessential back to the basket, old school post player. He wanted the ball, post moves down low.
Was always in the right place at the right time as far as getting the rebounds, positioning himself to get rebounds.
And he just kept that intensity up inside the paint.
We could just roll someone else off the bench, John Hill needs to sit down for a bit. Oh, look at what we've got, Andy Bennett, who's a monster physically.
It was a family back then. So the thing I'm probably proudest of is just being part of a real team environment that's allowed me to take some of the principles of what we did then, which sometimes you don't even know you're part of that fabric and environment, and applying it to the rest of my working life and my personal life.
The pleasure of playing in the tallbacks with him against Luke Longley that he had to guard, who was the starting five in the Chicago Bulls. But Andy was a tough gore boy, actually. Played inside, was a really good leader.
Very physical, and also you had to watch out for those elbows. Those elbows were out there quite a bit in practice, and I know opposition didn't like the fact that he was very physical with those bows.
It was everyone trusted each other implicitly. Everyone got on well. That's not to say we didn't beat the crap out of each other sometimes at practice, but everything just seemed to click from a perspective of trust, belief, and faith that we were going to get the job done. There was immense amount of trust across the whole team that individuals would contribute to the team, and everyone came to practice all the time. We practiced harder than I think we practiced harder than what we played.
Wasn't worried about his own stats or anything like that, but just played hard, gave it everything, both ends of the floor, and contributed well to every aspect of the team.
Andy, the lighthouse. I always remember when he came into a room, he had quite a presence about him, stood very tall, and he was always looking around, particularly after the games. He sort of had a bit of a mischievous personality, pretty integral part of the championship team that succeeded.
Probably that team photo that's widely around, and it's got Dutchie and Clyde in the front of it. You got Angelo and Chew, John Hill at the back, and then you got the younger guys, the Ralph Lattimores, the Graham Timses, the Chris Simpsons, and that photo was a moment. And I didn't realise at the time. I thought that moment was going to last forever. But you don't realise at the time that it's actually just a window, a point in time, and it's a window. So it was probably when I saw that photo in the Christchurch Press, and I remember it being taken, and it was like, wow, that was a moment. We've actually achieved this. We've done it, and everything that Gary Pettis said that would happen happened because we put the work in.